bloke goes to all that trouble. I mean, does a set up for a con and doesn't take any money.
Yeah, that's all I can think of, too. That he found out that I'd been to see Bill. Don't know how, though. Who cares? He's gone now, love. He can't cause us any more trouble. Quick, Beryl. Oh.
What's the matter?
Oh, I just copped a look at the time. I should have been at the depot half an hour ago.
You want me to call Batesy?
No, I better get down there pronto. How did the buttons up?
Oh, here, give it to me and get your shoes on.
Oh, damn, Noel.
What were you saying about he'd caused the last of his trouble?
Should have kept a big mouth shut.
Oh, what'll I do if the police ring and tell me they've found Susie's car?
Well, if it's drivable, they might be able to bring her around. Otherwise, give the RACB a bell about having it towed. Yeah.
OK. It's funny how he never touched the housekeeping money.
Or the other 300. I guess he thought his luck was running out. We were in an easy touch as long as we weren't talking to Bill. All right, see ya.
I haven't even made your sandwiches.
Don't worry, I'll get something during the run.
Well, watch out for the waitresses. I know what they're like.
Oh, so do I.
Palmer, where have you been?
Home.
Yeah? You can turn around and go straight back.
What?
You're late.
I can explain.
I'm not interested. You're lucky I found another driver to do your run. No more work today, you'll be docked.
Listen, hang on. I had trouble with the kids.
Have your family problems on your own time, Palmer.
Fair go.
You've had a fair go. Now be a bright boy and get out of here while you still got a job.
David? Oh, don't tell me.
Someone else is doing the run.
And what are you supposed to do?
I'll be grateful that Bates didn't give me the sack.
Will you get one tomorrow?
Out of the goodness of his heart. He didn't even listen.
It's not as if you're late every second day.
Not the way he sees things.
Well, he'd better not show his face around here or I'll turn him into hamburgers.
It'll be a tough old batch. Yeah, the sooner I get my own truck...
The sooner you'll see the back of him. If Bates is worrying you so much, why don't you see the bank manager? Maybe we qualify for a loan by now.
Well, I would have liked to start it with a bigger deposit.
Oh, well, how many nights when you haven't been able to sleep have I been kept awake with talk about how the truck would pay for itself?
Maybe I make it sound easier than it is. Well, the house is as good as ours. And I was going to risk the money when I wanted us to move.
Right.
And the truck would be its own collateral.
Right, and $7,000 is a fair deposit in any man's language.
Yeah, and Bates, being the way he is... Still...
Oh, what now?
Well, there's the kids to consider. We'll have another mouth to feed soon.
Don't you want him to be able to grow up and say his dad owns a truck?
Him?
All right. What's wrong with wanting a boy?
Oh, nothing. I thought...
Well, you thought wrong. You leave the babies to me. You've got a truck to worry about.
Sorry about the car. Car's the least of our problems. You all right? I'm fine. Anything for a bit of excitement?
Yeah, Dad and I had to race around here to stop it tearing Noel apart.
Oh. Seriously, I feel terrible about it. Only I hadn't been so blind. Why did you trick me like that? We understand.
He was your only contact with Bill. He took us all in one way or another, except Lynn.
I'll listen to you next time. I'll give Mum and Dad a call later. Give me a hug.
Oh, Lynn. I thought it was all a big front.
Couldn't let Susan see I was frightened by him.
She would have guessed. Dad was pretty amazing. He didn't waste any time once he found out what was wrong.
I've never been so pleased to see anyone in all of my entire life.
Don't forget his offsider.
Noel would have made short work of you.
I'm light on my feet.
Right.
Well, I suppose it was mainly Dad who would have fixed up any trouble. Good thing he was around.
Shouldn't you be telling him that?
He'd be at work by now. Hey, first chance I get.
She was given a cheque for $8.5 million.
That is $8 million.
You have to take that to the bank today.
Anyway, I reckon I owe you some sort of thanks.
It's about time you came to your senses.
I said thanks, that's all.
Oh, come on.
No. See, Lynn might have ended up in big trouble. I'd be pretty dumb not to appreciate what you did.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Nothing else has changed. We still want to make it on our own. I won't stick around.
Oh, it's up to you.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Stubborn kid.
Just like his dad.
I'm going to his mother's side of the family.
Oh,
Well, I should be grateful he came around at all, I suppose.
it's a start. You two probably have a lot to talk about.
Sorry you got into trouble with Batesy.
It might be his last chance. But I'm sure you're more interested in hearing about Bill.
I'll get you a cuppa.
I can never remember. Do you take milk?
Thanks.
Yeah, tomorrow we should hit the golf course at First Light. It's marvellous then, crisp and quiet. Fewer people to hit with a stray drive.
Takes all the fun out of it. I'd love to, but I'm tied up. I have to be in Newcastle by 8.
Yeah. Business or pleasure?
Newcastle?
Ah, business. You should try the golf course there. It's top-notch.
Shouldn't make fun of the place. I had some great holidays there as a kid.
First of the white men, eh?
Thanks a million.
Oh, well, none of us spring chickens. Tell you what, if it saves Rosie any bother, why don't you drop in on your way and I'll have breakfast ready?
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Was anything the matter?
I'm going back to Adelaide.
What, now?
No, I thought I'd give my cases a couple of weeks to get used to the idea.
I'd better be moving.
No, you finish your coffee.
Oh, don't let me upset anyone.
You sure about the move?
Positive.
With the stud changing hands, I'm not sure what arrangements can be made for your horses.
Oh, you want me to go and pick them up, do you?
Gordon is only trying to be helpful.
No, bet. Okay, I'll go down there. I'll be right now, thanks.
Let me.
What are you doing here?
Gordon phoned me.
You're trying to stop me from leaving. You're wasting your time.
I thought I should say goodbye.
Big of you?
Prue. Will you be all right driving?
No, don't worry about me. You're the one who'll be sorry when I'm gone.
Prue.
Count.
Thanks for the discount.
There are normal rates.
Really? There's something to be said for Adelaide after all.
You don't have to leave, not because of me.
Don't kid yourself. I hope you two will be very happy together.
Thank God we've seen the last of her. Are you going to be hanging around for a while? I'll be knocking off soon. Maybe we can head home together. Hard to believe the stud will be someone else's worry soon. If Prue doesn't pay her bills, the new owners might send the debt collectors round. I'd love to see her face. You're not worried about her, are you?
Can't help it.
You did the right thing.
Reckon?
Doesn't matter what I think, does it?
I'm sorry it didn't work out. Did that crack she made about the two of us worry you?
What are her ducks back?
Sure.
It took a while to sink through my thick skull, but I finally woke up to the fact that we're not going to be really happy unless we start living our own lives.
Good.
Hey, Rob and I are going out tonight. Do you want to come along?
That wouldn't be much fun. Some other time.
Okay. Catch you later.
Better homes, better movies, better Fridays on 7. The tips to bring your lawn back to life.
I found some things that you missed at the back of the wardrobe and in the bathroom.
Can you give the Hamiltons my check?
Yes, of course. I just wish you wouldn't drive off now, though. It's nearly dark. I don't like to think of you driving along country roads late at night.
Don't know why everyone's so concerned all of a sudden.
Everyone?
Yes. John came out to the stud today. You hypocrite.
Not at all. Gordon rang him from here. He was really very upset about your going.
He didn't try to stop me.
Well, it's not the same. There's no doubt in my mind that he was really very fond of you.
Not enough.
Well, only because you expected so much.
All I expected was a guy who wasn't under his family's thumb. But his mother wants to run his whole life. And the way Angela tags around after him is ridiculous.
Yes, well, of course, I wouldn't expect you to understand what close family ties can mean.
I see as much of my parents as I need.
Oh, really? Christmas? Birthdays?
You forgot Easter. I can usually wring a good present out of them then, too.
They'd like to give you a lot more than just material things if you'd let them.
Pain in the neck if the Hamiltons are anything to go by.
Don't be too quick to judge.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. You're rather impressed with Gordon Hamilton.
You watch what you say, my girl.
You must be thrilled I'm leaving. You won't have to ask him to drop in for breakfast. You can get him to stay over and be done with it.
And don't you expect any apology either. If you'd had a few more belts across the backside when you were a child, you mightn't have grown up into such a spoilt young woman.
At least I'm smart enough to know what's going on between you and Mr. Hamilton.
There is nothing improper in my friendship with Gordon Hamilton, but of course I wouldn't expect you to understand any relationship that wasn't based on selfishness. You'll probably never realize what a favor you've done John by leaving here. You've got a lot of growing up to do, my girl, before you find anyone who'll really love you. I just hope for your sake you manage to get there.
I'll get by.
Take the Maitland Road out of Newcastle. The new stud farm's near the Beresfield turnoff.
What do they want you to do?
Advise on general procedure, good suppliers, market contacts.
I hope you're charging.
They've offered a fee. I feel a bit funny about taking it. I'll only be there a few hours. I shall be back by the late afternoon if I get a good run.
Well, don't be mad. Some people make a living out of consulting.
I know. It just doesn't seem like work after you've run your own business.
If they offered to me, I'd keep talking as long as they'd pay, even if I had to make it up.
Angela!
Upstairs, changing.
Hi.
Human Dynamo's home a bit early, isn't he?
Swung a couple of big sales today. No point in making any more so the tax man can take it all away.
There's one thing I draw the line at. Making money out of flogging clapped-out cars.
These days, if you're not reasonably honest, the customer would be straight back in the yard. Right?
Yeah. Screaming about consumer protection. You bet.
You two would make a good double act.
What's up with him?
He's pretty touchy about not having a proper job. Or rather, a proper income.
Better watch what I say, then.
No, don't pander to him. I just wish he'd show some of your enterprise.
Thanks.
Let's hit the road.
Isn't it a fancy place we're eating at?
Best in town.
Well, let us in.
Never been stopped before.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Daddy.
Hooray.
Oh, it's in Manly. Mind if we go via Jules?
What for?
Secret. You've got a suspicious mind.
I just don't see what all the big mystery's about. It's a setup, isn't it? You want me to see more of Jill, so I come around to your way of thinking.
Well, you are being dumb about all of that. But no, that's not why we're here. Hello there. Chill in?
Go in and see.
I'm going to. This is Rob Keegan.
Errol's brother.
Better believe it.
I've heard tons about you.
All good, I hope.
There probably was some good, but I've managed to forget it. What are you doing up here?
Oh, I'm in Sydney permanently.
Oh, yes. 6 weeks, 7.
You've been listening to Beryl. No, this time's for keeps, so I've got a job. Selling.
Snow to Eskimos.
Wheels to pedestrians.
And you must pop in for a drink sometime. Oh, Angela, too, of course.
No, thanks.
Oh, it's silly for us to keep quarrelling.
After what you did to Daddy.
Suit yourself. Still, thanks to your mother, I'm sure he's smiling.
Well, I won't forget our drink date.
Give me a call.
Hire a camper van to go anywhere in Australia.
And surprise for me. Remember how wonderful it was.
Someone nice?
Someone a bit like you, actually.
Must have been nice.
Shut up.
Not a bad spot.
It's marvellous. And when the sun goes down, the birds screech like anything. You wait, you'll hear them.
Your visitor's gone. I probably frightened them off. Yeah, I felt like an old scarecrow when I headed down to the shops.
I don't think so. I think you made quite a hit with Rob.
If Angela doesn't undo it all.
Oh, you gave her something to think about.
Well, apart from a flea in her ear.
She couldn't work out why you reckon nothing you did could hurt Mr. Hamilton.
After what Patricia inherited.
Well, it doesn't stop them having to sell Woomba, and the stud's already gone.
Yeah, well, it must be from choice. I mean, they've got enough to buy their way out of strife now.
That's not the impression Angela gave me.
Unless Patricia hadn't told them about the money.
Could she keep it a secret?
Wouldn't be easy. But she might be able to keep the extent of her inheritance under her hat. Oh, put that in the fridge, though, will you?
Well, tell them she got less than what she really did.
I wonder what she's up to.
Well, I suppose nobody will know until she gets back from Honolulu.
Yes, and I'd like to know what she's doing there.
Having a rest, according to Angela.
What? While Gordon stays at home and watches his life work sold out from under him. 5 will get you 10. Rest has got nothing at all to do with it.
Perfect end to a otherwise pretty average day.
Yeah, I'm happy to forget about Prue sniping at me.
Must be going round. Wayne had a go at me, too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hoped he was getting used to having you around.
He's all right. As far as I'm concerned. Tell you one good thing, though. Looks like your dad's got used to having me around.
Oh, you've got no excuse for running off now.
Exactly what I'm worried about.
Worried?
Well, it's getting harder and harder to find a reason not to ask you to marry me.
For one awful moment there, you were serious.
One awful moment. I was. If I did ask, would you say yes?
Yes. Are you asking?
I think so. No one could say we were drunk.
Love is very strange, it can come and go.
For your chance to see the worldwide premiere trailer for the upcoming blockbuster movie Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End, be watching Dancing with the Stars, 7:30 Tuesday night on 7. 8 Simple Rules is next.
Sun side.